let's start with these two acquisitions, around $200 million in total, according to reports. I'm not sure you've confirmed that directly.
I would confirm that, Wilfred. That's fine.
With both companies being based in the US, is this a geographic push as much as it is an ongoing push into digital?
Well, it's a bit of both. I mean, it's a push into further digital content and digital media with Decoded, and a push into data and performance media with Metric Theory. But both companies are based in the United States, as you said, and there's scope and room for geographical expansion as well. And it's sort of neatly timed, I think, for our post-Brexit move, because I think British companies post-Brexit will have to get their boots on, if I can put it like that, in terms of geographical expansion. I mean, not to pull away from Western Europe completely, obviously, because it's still a very important part of the world economy, but more to North and South America and more to Asia Pacific, to Africa and the Middle East. So we'll be doing more, as we indicated in the release, in those areas too. So it's really an expansion of our capabilities and expansion of our geographical operation. And we're now up to about 4,000 people in 31 countries.
And so, Martin, as you look at 2021, what are you more optimistic about? That you can capture more of this ongoing digital transformation that you're clearly well positioned for with S4, or that 2021 will just see a big pickup in macro terms in ad spending as we come out of the pandemic and hopefully have big events that we've talked with you about in past years, like the Olympics, like the soccer championships in the summer?
Well, it's a bit depressing to talk about the Wilfred, as I just saw that the Prime Minister has announced an even more serious lockdown in the UK, which is not good news until it sounds like the middle of February. So really bad news on that front. But having said that, I'm very much of the school that we'll see a rebound, a GDP rebound in 2021 of about 5 to 6%, which counters the 4 to 5%, or maybe 5 to 6% decline that we saw in 2020. So the rebound driven by the events you mentioned. I don't know what's going to happen with Tokyo 21 and Euro 21, but I think we'll have tournaments of a kind. They might be a little bit more digital than historically so, but they will be events that will boost spending. But there is a tight correlation now between digital advertising spend and GDP. Traditional ad spending continues to be under pressure, whether it's free-to-air networks from the streamers, traditional newspapers and magazines, felling trees and distributing newsprint, or indeed traditional outdoor billboard advertising. But traditional will continue to be under pressure, but will recover, I think, in 21 a little bit. But digital, which is now over half of the market, so the market's about $550 billion in 2020, and digital's about 260 billion of that. So for the first time, it's around 50%, and it's projected by analysts to go to about 70% of worldwide spend by 2024. So what coronavirus has done, or the pandemic has done, is accelerated digital transformation, as you indicated, and has really driven the share up of digital advertising. And we're reflecting that. And that excludes what we see going on in the other 500 billion of the addressable market in market research and public relations, and indeed the 700 billion in trade budgets, primarily trade budgets. So overall, our addressable market is about 1.7 billion and increasingly 1.7 trillion, and increasingly driven by digital growth and digital transformation. So we'll be doing more of the same. And we saw growth last year, as I know the markets, we reported the market the first 9 months. We're up 15, 16% in the first 9 months at a time when the advertising industry was down by about 5, 10, 15%. So we've done extremely well competitively, and that continued in Q4. And we think we're budgeting 25 to 30% organic growth as we go into 2021.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.